Black people are not safe within the Black community. And I don't mean that Black people are not safe from others outside of the Black community, in the Black community. I'm saying that Black people are not safe from the Black community in the Black community. Why would I say that? Because there is already no infrastructure specific for Black people, to Black people, by Black people. There is no security. And I'll stop right there and articulate that further. With the revelations that have been recognized by thinking human beings, by the Carmelo Anthony case and the Cyrus Bolton case, you still see legions of Black people within the Black community. I'll just say you still see the Black community by large engaging in conversations, discussions, debates that yield no fruit, accomplish nothing except to waste time and embarrass motherfuckers and even lose brain cells, I think, where Black people hosts, panels, spaces, invite their enemy in to spend their time debating with them, arguing with them, discussing with them, educating them. They've conflated enemy and ops. They think that these people they're encountering are just benign internet trolls. No, they are very real, harmful people in the real world. They're a lot louder and brash about it because they can get away with it on the internet better. But they're actually harmful. They're actually harmful in the real world. And the Black community by large seems to be content in being complacent to the time, the information, the communication that can be engaged in equitably, that can be engaged in logically. So while somebody's spending time on a panel arguing, somebody in their neighborhood that's Black is starving. While they're trying to convince John Q. Troll or John Q. Racist, John Q. Misogynist, to be a better person, trying to convince them not to be a fuckhead, and spending that time doing so, there's a Black person in their community being beat to shit by another Black person in their community. The illusion that you have the privilege is a delusion for Black people specifically. White people cannot experience this form of delusion because that is their system. They have the privilege to waste time arguing with people about objective shit. So they have that privilege. The Black community does not. And this, the realization that people are still comfortable, still brainwashed. I mean, obviously you're just not going to come out of a brainwashing just because of 1, 2, 3 things or 1, 2, 3 videos or what. But are you thinking on your own after you get off a live? There's an individual that follows me or was following me. And for like a week I followed them. But every time I would go into a live and they would agree with me, they would talk over me to agree with me. When other people are talking, they would talk over them. And they know we've had conversations about decorum, about not touching each other's sentences, about the need for precision. And this person still does it routinely. And I informed them, you are a clown. You are the problem. Even while I'm telling you this, like I told him, I actually like your personality, other than you being rude, interrupting all the time. Other than that, that seems to be like some impulsive, compulsive shit. But I like your personality, but you are inefficient. You lack militance. You lack organization. You lack the kind of engagement and awareness, situational awareness of when to talk, when not to talk. There's still chaos. That my point with that whole thing is there's still too much chaos. And when I say there's still too, I'm saying it as if somebody has addressed it and implemented steps to reduce and eliminate it. It has not. They are chaotic. They're not still chaotic. They were never organized. They were never conducive. It is important that people not use the Black community or Black individuals as a scapegoat for the justification for more black harm. There's so much homophobia, transphobia in the black community, needlessly, on behalf of religion, on behalf of belief, on behalf of indoctrination and brainwashing and grooming. There's a little bit, like maybe 3% of it is authentic, like I have my own reasons, possibly. But, and then there's so much harm for a myriad. Y'all refer to each other as 304s and YNs. Less and less human in the language that you accept for yourself. When soldiers use slang, that slang equals the ability to take somebody's life. When black people use slang, it equals the ability for anybody on earth to sound cool whenever they want. Do you see the difference in slang, jargon? Why are you so worried about what other people do with AAVE when you do nothing with it? Your ancestors made magic with it. They organized, they communicated right in front of the people that were harming them. But y'all, you hand over your code book to the enemy. You hand over your jargon. You hand over your codes. They teach you your codes back to you. The word simp is not supposed to be spelled SIMP. But when I tell the black community about it, you just fucking playing a game of semantics. Really? Because simpleton, simp implies simpleton. SIMP. SYMP refers to sympathizing. And why would it be important to differentiate? So you can realize when somebody's trying to deter you from sympathizing with people, especially women, the feminine, versus being a simpleton for engaging with them in various subjective fucking ways. The simpleton is subjective. Whether they are extending sympathy or empathy or not is not subjective. So, I mean, it's subjective to them, but whether they're doing it or not is objective in the external world. The question is, why do y'all keep playing in your own face? Why do you keep gaslighting each other? You need to make a concerted effort to make a choice. It's a choice you've already been making your whole life and you didn't realize it. That's why you're experiencing this dissonance. The choice is actual assimilation. You keep a couple of breadcrumbs like they do. Taco Bell, Africa Bell, FBA Bell, America Bell, whatever you want to talk. Keep a couple sprinkles like they're willing to keep. Keep a couple of sprinkles like they're willing to keep. A kilt every couple of years. You know, St. Patrick's Day. We'll have a St. Africa's Day or something. But it's assimilate fully or rebel fully. Abolish fully. Reconnect fully. Disconnect fully. But y'all are playing this lukewarm fucking bullshit. You want to say that their entire system is racist and white supremacist and then use said system to do stuff for black people. That's stupid. Even just saying it like that. But what's more disingenuous and stupid than that is gaslighting the black people who see that contradiction, who don't want to vote, who don't want to rely on the black dollar or the white dollar or the dollar. In the spaces where it seems the most far-fetched, like it's a dream or you're being too unrealistic, that's the place where realistic is. Because continuing to do what got you in this position in the first place is called insanity. Insane or what's the word? I would say revolutionary. Insane or revolutionary. That's the word. That's why I said insane or innovate. Be insane or innovate. Be insane or innovate. Assimilate or rebel. Abolish. But so long as you're playing on the fence, you're going to keep a whole group of people in the middle, people who ain't doing nothing on one side, people who are doing everything on the other side. You're going to keep the people in the middle upholding the whole thing, like in their minds. Because the people who really don't give a fuck, they're not doing shit in life. They don't give a fuck about the system. They don't believe in the system, but they're disenfranchised and kind of depressed about it. So they do nothing. It's a smaller percent than the other side who are disenfranchised and depressed about it and do more to dismantle it. In the middle, you cause people to have a legitimate reason to choose to do nothing or to assimilate because you're unorganized. The Black community has no security in its infrastructure for their own people. And that's nobody's problem but Black people's. That's nobody's responsibility but Black people's. The good example, relevant, is the lady who got thrown off of a fucking bridge. The people who threw her off are white people, Asian people, Mexican people, immigrants, other marginalized communities, the LGBTQI, trans, the white people of those communities. And they threw her off. But ultimately, her being an adult, it was her responsibility to make sure she was secure. It is the Black community's responsibility to make sure that their people are secure. But rather than do that, Black people are, by large, not engaging in any community building in the form of infrastructure, survival. Now, there are outliers, hundreds of them, probably thousands. And when I say hundreds of outliers, I don't mean individuals. I mean hundreds of outliers in the form of whole groupings of communities, thousands of whole communities. So dozens of thousands coming up on hundreds of thousands of people who are doing that. But when you compare that number, hundreds of thousands, with the 40 million that are here, it's a percent. There needs to be more. But the Black community does not have security for Black people. But you get on supposedly Beyonce's internet, they have the time to talk about what this man's talking about. Oh.
Because the police don't be trying in any case, but especially if the victim pool doesn't pass the paper.
Okay, give you that.
Video. This is it. This is it. Who am I without my roles, memories, labels, or beliefs?
Like, this is valid. Like, these are valid conversations often. They're being engaged in with decorum.
That's why I said I'm not sure.
Some spaces.
But we'll see how it.
Some spaces are putting out information and education that can help people.
You are using generic.
But the problem is that we're past that. At this current state, we should be in the fucking briefing, debriefing stage. We should be in spaces talking about who, what, when, where, why, how. Initiatives. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Organization for initiative. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Implementation for organization of initiatives. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Y'all are still talking about people who don't give a fuck about you. Like, what am I missing? These people go into military installations. They go into FBI headquarters. They go into CIA fucking safe rooms to fuck you. They don't interrupt each other because they want to fuck you efficiently. They want to fuck you effectively. They don't want to waste no time, no seconds, no minutes, no hours. They don't want to waste no energy, they don't want to waste nothing in fucking you. And this is y'all. I just looked at the screen. This is y'all. Like, there's nothing. The Black community can't say shit to me or anybody else about being Black, about what it means to be Black, about being a raccoon, about what it means to be a raccoon. Y'all are all white. What does a bunch of tanned white people, dark white people, have to say to people who are integral to the deconstruction and abolition of these systems? The same systems that they mad at but have no fucking recourse for. But to endlessly talk about nothing. Endlessly talk about nothing. If girl women aren't the prize, why are they in this? Like, what the fuck? Y'all got time to sell stuff. And I've been doing this series, the Unproductive series, but I will not be doing it too much longer because there's only so much productivity that can come from exposing how unproductive other motherfuckers are. somebody is being harmed in these people community. And not only are they not present for it because they're there doing that. And it's not to say you got to be present for everything and that you could be at home doing the dishes and somebody's being hurt. Yes. But when compared to what you're spending your time doing, it makes it worse. Like if you're in the house doing the dishes and cleaning your house and somebody outside is being harmed in your neighborhood and you would have seen them if you weren't in the house cleaning and doing your housework, that's different than you didn't see them and you weren't able to help because you were arguing with a white supremacist about why they shouldn't be white supremacists anymore. You see how that works? And when I tell people in the Black community that my wife is white, they inform me post haste that I'm a raccoon, that I'm a sellout. And that shit might have bothered me like 30 years ago. But it couldn't possibly today. I was already losing hope and faith in all people when I realized that they literally thought that this system is objective. So if majority of the Black community thinks that this system is objective or there's nothing we could do about it, what do I even have in common other than skin color with these people? And the way that the African American and the Black American have interacted with the FBA and the FBA has interacted with the African American Black and the HOTEP and all these, it's obvious that skin color isn't a fucking prerequisite. I'm not y'all, but I am Black. But you're so fucking stupid and brainwashed that you and unfocused that you don't realize that nowhere on your background does it say pro-Black. It says Black. So presumably, even the crackiest cracker ass Black person could come in your life unless you articulate otherwise. If you don't want non-pro-Black people on your panel or people who aren't pro-Black, why do you allow so many white supremacists up there? So the white supremacists are allowed to come and have a voice in your space. But Black people who make choices that harm no one that you don't agree with are not allowed in your space. Or at least not allowed in your space without being aggressively accosted, bullied even. Attempted, but we're all adults here, so you can't bully me, but attempt to bully. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm being more productive talking about this for the 17 minutes and 45, 6, 7 seconds that I've been doing it while I'm hanging out with the Bobo. Knocked out too. And I will use this for my YouTube. So I will be making this available on YouTube, on TikTok, on the website, which means I'm able to reach more people, even though I'm suppressed, one of the most suppressed. Is it because y'all get money? How much money do y'all get from having 276 people
Superman no more? I go to the gym 5 times a week.
to be talking about what one man does at the gym or how many times he goes? And in the background is always talking about accountability. You don't know what that is. Accountability means that you can preemptively take measures.
Wait a minute.
And then the argument will be, because I'll say, y'all too comfortable, y'all too complacent. You're too fucking joyous and happy about shit. You act too much like a circus, not enough like a Pentagon. And well, we gotta have joy. We go through too much. We go through so much. We gotta have joy. Granted, that's not what this is. This is joy during you deliberately distracting yourself from actually important shit while pretending to be an equitable space talking about accountability and deconstruction or any of these things. Accountability would tell you that if you're going to be talking about accountability, we don't, and in these times, in these volatile times, strike while the iron is hot times, not to be having motherfuckers telling their story about how they go to the gym 5 times a week still on a panel. That time period, that 12 to 13 seconds, can be used to put a data set in there that's relevant. See? That's why y'all can't build no foundation. You literally have no idea of how, even in a metaphysical space like an online platform. And you don't have that privilege. Do you know how organized we're going up against the United States government? Number one, always have been, always will be. Number one. But you also have white supremacists who are not affiliated officially with the United States government. They're ran by them. They're owned and operated by them. But we're going up against them too. And they are out organizing you. They are out resourcing you. I think I have a squirrel in my window. They are outpacing you, not in capitalism and finances, and they are, but they're outpacing you in the race to be prepared for the impending, seemingly inevitable civil war that the United States government and white supremacists are stoking with fervor. Y'all are not organized. Do you know how, think about this. Do you know how many black people are going to die just from because y'all's lack of organization? Do you know how many black people are going to die just from y'all's lack of awareness? Do you know how many black people are dying right here, right now, while I'm talking because the black community has no fucking safety nets? They could put you in a tree. They could roll you up in a mat. They could plug you in the back while you're running away. The cops can't even necessarily do that without a bunch of fucking, ostracization and meetings. I like that the black community talks about my teeth, talks about my hairline, talks about anything about me. My wife is white. Y'all are slaves. And yes, we are all physically enslaved, but y'all's mental slavery is astounding. Astounding. I never thought that black people would ever think that the United States of America was anything good, let alone something they want to claim or identify historically that was theirs, and then that it's a good, like, I never thought I would see black people vote for Republicans like that, like in mass, like large numbers towards an issue. I never thought that black people would ever forget that fuck America, fuck the United States. Not as a landmass, beautiful place, but the institution that has the institutionalized institution is woven over it. Fuck that, and fuck this whole idea of being inefficient. Like, militance has always been a part of the black community. This is why black people used to wear 3-piece suits to go to the fucking store, and they hated us, because that's me too. They hated us when we were wearing 3-piece suits to go to the convenience store. And they hated us, destroyed us, to make us into something more suitable to hate, which is what we have today. Y'all are hateable. Y'all are hateable. They don't have a good reason to hate you, aside from some of the things that they caused deliberately to make it easier to hate you. But you're hateable for all of the ways you respond to that shit. You're hateable because after all this time, you need to be educated for hours, months, years, apparently, in your adulthood. What have you been doing this whole time? You didn't know about this? You didn't know about that? I was in a panel where a bunch of black people excused a white lady for calling Black Wall Street a theory. We spent 45 to 50 minutes unpacking how racist it is to call something that is a verifiable fact of history a theory. It's only a theory because it's only a theory when we're talking about harm due to black people, because your system is objective. So we have to prove to you in a conversation something that you already should know intrinsically. It should be a part of your regular everyday knowledge of America. Just like when you go to a fast food restaurant in America and you ask for a number, you're finna get a meal. You're about to get a meal. It may not include the side, but it's definitely going to have a main course and a drink. If you say, can I get a number? You're getting a meal of some kind. You should know that Black Wall Street existed and that it wasn't a fucking theory. But you don't. White, black, otherwise. Because you sit in their education systems and say, our educational system is fucked up. You sit in their churches, in their religion, and say, our religion is fucked up. You sit in their home structures and say, our home is fucked up. You white. And I love to shock and awe Black people when I tell them my favorite Charles Manson quote. Let me put the hood on for this one. My favorite Charles Manson quote. He said, I hate Black people. I hate Black people because they're too much like white people. We should have left them in the jungle where they were God. Where they were God, not gods, individual, singular, or plural. Where they were God, singular. He was talking about equilibrium. He was talking about harmony. He was talking about balance. He was talking about integral awareness of reality, being an integral part of nature, knowing that you're an integral part of nature, not separate from it. And y'all, every time, let's see.
But it's like so much salt in there, and then it's like an egg, and you gotta go in the bottom, whatever, but you float, and they close it down, and it got lights and everything. It's like what they say that people go to like astral project, like in the massage
like a
thing.
hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, it's called flow A.
And it would be cool if I was just being a dick and only showing the worst spaces, but I'm not. It's not exactly random either because it goes through my algorithm.
2004.
But if I'm a solutions-focused activist, set my algorithm up for solutions-focused activism, and these people the algorithm is sending me that have topics, there are no good men, women do not need men, men fear women's success, and the like, these are the most caring people with regard to these topics. Relatively speaking, obviously there are actual activists out there in the world working on each and every last one of these, but by large, these people are passionate a lot of times, dedicated. They actually care about the topic. But what are they achieving? These fucking semi-productive spaces.
So I would say the first one, my good and your good is subjective. Your good may be good to you.
You won't even find content like Evolving Seeds anywhere on the internet. Intersectional, interesting, entertaining, edutaining, educational, informative, in format. And yet, y'all pile into these spaces. You support these spaces. People rightfully think it's hard to dismantle the system because everybody keeps participating in it. But y'all couldn't stopping to participate in bullshit. This is the 73 people just heard these people talking about your good and my good is subjective.
And it's not good, but I think there's good men in my worldview of what a good man is.
But you just said it was subjective. So what the fuck are you guys going to come to terms with?
My worldview wouldn't be good to them. So it's subjective.
Look how happy.
From what I'm seeing in the comments, I didn't
the Black community is.
Stepped out. Seems like we're supposed to choose a topic that.
Choose a topic that'll liberate your ass. Look, comfortable as shit. And then people like me are supposed to feel what from being outed by the Black community? What do we lose, those of us who are outed by the Black community, for dating interracially, marrying interracially? What do we stand to lose? You let the Black cops in, you don't mind them. You let the Black military and the veterans celebrate them. You keep wanting to vote and reach for the Black politician. All of these white supremacists get to hold your hand, while Black people in your community who didn't serve the police, didn't serve white supremacy as a pig, didn't serve white supremacy as a international dog, didn't serve white supremacy as the face of the farce in the form of politicians, the face of the farce. you don't want to hold their hand. You want to judge them for being gay. They never signed a paper that harmed anybody. You want to out them for being trans. You want to out them for a myriad of other fucking reasons that is out of this world. Then you want to form inter-communal groups like the FBA and the HOTEP and that fight amongst all. Still have enough time to be anti-LGBTQ and homophobic as fuck and transphobic. But y'all got time face. It never changes. Maybe y'all got too much black joy. Maybe black joy is something that you have while somebody's cutting your liver out. Like, they just cutting you up and you just, because I have joy in my life. I have fun. Obviously, people who know me know that. But there's a time and place for everything, as they say. And there's too much. There's a balance to everything. Y'all are having too much fucking fun, accomplishing nothing. You're so in a hurry to go nowhere fast. And in these spaces, make sure y'all tap the screen. For what? What? Because we just so happen to fucking pass by? And if you're talking to the people who already come to your space often, they're going to tap the screen. But the question again is, for what? Make sure you send your daily heart music. You want support? For what? Is the support being monetized in some way to go to Carmelo Anthony? Is it being monetized or geared, allocated, aggregated in such a way that can help anybody? Mutual aid for individuals within your own space. You got 87 in there, and none of them are hurting. Most of these people are living in the United States, and none of them need mutual aid.
What? And there are different types of needs. There are basic needs, right?
Oh, you guys are going over that there's needs. There's basic needs. I didn't know that people had basic needs. And the ringmaster is always content to let it go on. To just listen to bullshit or casually hear bullshit. Because I don't know how anybody could be listening to this. And y'all are destroying your neuroplasticity, your memory, destroying your ability to connect deeper with a fucking concept, with a topic. You're spending time that you could be researching, doing nothing. But I'm the bad guy. And yes, I just sat here for 32 minutes and 57 seconds, 58, being mildly productive and mildly unproductive. If you ask him, he doesn't think I'm being unproductive at all right now. I could not be on my phone at all so long as I'm laying next to him and providing that energetic comfort as a father, as his father. And he can hear my voice. So I'm being mildly productive. I'm making a video about unproductivity, especially unproductivity within the Black community. And I'm nurturing my son. And I'm relaxing. I actually requested a couple days off from work for mental health. So, like, there's prerequisites to stuff. And I just don't think that y'all are prepared or preparing to do a motherfucking thing. Again, they have that privilege. Women need to be taught a lesson nowadays.
Jet, you can't do that, bro.
The only thing missing now is for somebody to say something bad about Smecks and stuff.
You don't know who Carmelo Anthony is? You don't know you don't have the right to defend yourself? You don't know who...
grown person playing like a little kid
Cyrus
with
Bolton
the voice
is?
thing. Now, come on, because I want to...
Cyrus Belton, excuse me. Look at this shit.
Oh my God.
What up, though?
What up, though?
Lady Shy, come on in.
Y'all are so cool.
What I miss?
Y'all are so cool.
Listen, they don't know me because when I say I'm so biblically scholared and versed, I would have ate them up. But the one thing it says is not to battle the word.
Ate them up.
Out of order.
You're here to... I get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to say,
who's nicer, a Christian or an
of course, it
atheist?
depends on the individual. Everybody
Sounds like a
has
black host.
capacity to be nice. Or...
Like, this is embarrassing, yo. Y'all are embarrassing. Oh, readings. See, I see occult and then I see readings. I'm cool. Occult, yes. Readings, no. If you fucking pay attention, you don't need a reading. You know who need readings? Motherfuckers who don't pay attention.
If I talk to a man, you guys are not helping me talk to a man.
I was trying to help.
This can't be real.
Yeah.
And these are spaces I don't follow. I'm out of my algorithm now.
I'm not going to hold you.
FIFA World Cup.
I think so. They always
Why
been
are South
good,
Africans
though.
xenophobic?
Yeah.
And they are on flash sale. So grab that flash sale right there. These are so convenient to have. Answer the phone. They're so easy to connect. You just connect them to your phone.
The reason why I stayed here so long is because that's the boiling of it. The boiling of it. They want to sell you everything. And when you're depressed, it's easy to sell you shit. Because the fuck? I know black people hurting financially. So A, you can dismantle the system that causes you to hurt financially or even need financials. Or you can jump your ass on the internet and shuck and jive to make $1. Shuck and jive to make $1. Do you know how easy it would be for me to make money if I didn't have no fucking standards? If I didn't have any dignity? If I didn't have any pride? I get on here for $9.95. You too can have the thing that would make your life complete. I have it, and it's only $9.95. It's on fire sale. Do you know how easy it would be? And people I've been told this my whole life, 42 years, that people, it is not selling out to sell out. Obviously, it's not selling out to do something that you were already willing to do to make money. Selling out is when you do something you weren't willing to do to make money. But then they wave just enough money at you to get you to do it. You sold out. You weren't going to do it, but then they raised the money to a significant enough for you to sell out. So y'all are on here talking about nothing. You're on here selling wares. Some of us are on here community building. Why do my fingers look so fucking long? Some of us are community building. Mind you, all this nothing we're doing on this app to get other people paid, we could have already developed our own app several hundred times over that we could be getting paid from our interactions. Mind you, y'all are talking about boycotting Asian people, but you're on TikTok. And I know they sold it, but this was they shit. They made this shit. They allowed the word nigger to be used on that app from its inception to present day. When I upload this video and say nigger, 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 hard ER nigger, it will not get a community violation. So you are content with being on an app where the people who own it are Asian and don't mind stealing your fucking shit, suppressing you and calling you nigger, and then something happens with an individual Asian person and an individual black person, and y'all all of a sudden want to pull all the valid reasons that y'all should have never been fucking with Asians on a business level up out your ass. So now you can implement Operation Boycott the Asians. Mind you, the largest level of organization for boycotting the Asians is on this app. And I know they don't own it anymore. Cookarood. So I'm about to actually get up and start being more productive. I'll cut this out in about 40 more seconds. Check out EvolvingSeeds.com. Check out our Cash for Trash programs where we pay people to pick up trash. Check out our 1K support program where you pay us to pick up trash, but you also get soaps and a myriad of other resources. Check out our mutual aid. Check out the book I wrote, published on the website on the homepage for $5 for free on the very next page. And be easy. Take it easy and be safe.